got here? There we are. We're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a writer wind down. Happy Monday evening. I have a lovely guest with me today. It's Bree. Hello. Bree, can you tell us a little bit about your channel and what you like to share there and what you like to write?
Absolutely. Yes, so I'm Bree Buonomo. I've had my channel for a few years now, and I primarily discussed my writing journey. I am a fantasy and horror writer as well as a poet, but I also have a first love of books and reading, so I also discuss a lot of that on my channel as well. And occasionally I sprinkle some life things in. I've done a little bit of random stuff in the past, but mostly it's just books and writing.
Nice. And if you want an easy link, there's a link to Bree's channel down in the description. I already skipped myself. My name is Margaret Pinard. I'm a historical fiction and fantasy writer. And here on my channel, I talk about books that I've read, books that I've written, and things that I've done in the process of writing. And we were just talking about writing updates, and I have an exciting one, which is that I sent off my work in progress, which I've been working on since last April. So it's like a year and 5 months maybe, and sent it to the editor. So we're hoping for publication this year, and I'm just gotta hold tight and wait until it comes back across my desk and see how much needs to be done.
Yes. Well, congratulations, because that's like obviously a huge next step to take.
Feels huge. Yeah. It's been since 2019 that I got a full length novel out. So it's just like, oh my God, 5 years. Maybe this will be the time. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So for writer wind downs, if this is your first one, welcome. This is my August series where every weekday evening, except when I was traveling, I host less than an hour. We're doing just a little session of swapping tales of what works for us, or maybe what we're working on in terms of getting ourselves wound down from the productivity hamster wheel. So if you're, I don't want to say a refugee from AuthorTuber, but up to here with productivity sprints, or just find that you need to balance them out with something. That was my idea for this series, is that we have productivity where you get really hyped and really focused and adrenaline maybe, but then you also need to let yourself down easy and sort of invite into your evening some way to de-stress so that you can rest and be ready for more productivity the next day, or just being present for life. So Bree was very excited about that prompt, and so I'm very excited to ask Bree. She seems to have a good toolbox of wind down activities. So let me know, give us one, and then we'll go to the chat to say hello.
Yes. So I did add in my little tag that I am also a licensed professional counselor. So I just had counselor on there. So it's something that I am very passionate about self-care, including night routines, morning routines. And I like to practice what I preach. So I'm very much at this point in my life, for the last couple, I would say, I don't know, maybe the last year since I've gotten my new job, my routines have been pretty much solid.
Wow, that's a good streak.
That is insane. Yeah.
Beats your Duolingo streak, or anybody's.
Right. Yeah. I got my new job in September of last year. So not quite a full year yet. It's coming up in 2 weeks. But when I got my new job, my hours have they are what they are. So I don't change anything, which is really nice. It helps me, even if my times at work fluctuate, I don't have the same hours every day, but I still have the same routines. And my biggest thing, I guess my biggest takeaway, is I do everything about the same time every night. So there's very little variety in when I go to bed or wake up.
Okay. And we're one of the exceptions, because we caught you on a good night for staying up a little bit later to tell us how to wind down. So I do appreciate you making that exception for us. Tiffany is here saying good evening, and Devin is here. Hello, hello. We've got Kat Rosales in the chat. Bookish Brian saying hello. I'm just getting ready to wind up. So apparently he's a night writer. Yeah. Okay, we got your number. And Morgan Lee also, hello, friends. I have dropped Bree's latest live. I believe it's a vlog.
vlog. Well,
Yeah.
it's a get ready with me, actually. It's a
Oh,
new,
okay.
I decided to change it up and I kind of failed at it because I realized that I got ready with me and never showed what my actual final look was. So, we experimented and it went somewhere.
Nice. Nice. Hey, experimentation. That's the
Yeah.
engine of creativity, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so you had a life change that gave you very regimented timetables,
Mhm.
and this helped you establish a morning and evening routine for self-care. Earlier on some of the writer wind downs before, we talked about like lighting changes and sound
Mhm.
changes and sort of stopping certain activities before a certain time. Do any of those play a role in your wind down?
Yes. Yes, a little bit. Not so much the like not
Night Rider. He's getting all what is it, Michael? Who's the bodyguard, the lifeguard on the beach?
oh,
Michael
Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff.
David.
Anyway, David. Yeah. Anyway, yes.
Yes, has a nice ring to it.
hmm Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. So what was it? Oh yeah. So as far as like what I do less of is I do have my phone. So I have an iPhone. I have that very regimented as well. So I use the sleep function on the iPhone. The mosquitoes.
The mosquitoes. Sorry, there will be slapping.
So in the sleep function, it basically like you put what time you want to go to bed at, and it starts to power down your phone in chunks. So at like an hour before, so at 9 o'clock is when I plan on essentially putting my phone to sleep. Um, I do the sleep function. So at 8 o'clock, it switches over to like the blue light filter so that it's like more of a yellow screen.
Is sleep its own app, or is it part of health, or where would
It's
I find it?
part of the do not disturb.
Oh, okay.
Now
I'm
I'm
gonna
trying to think
follow
of
along
where
with you here.
I'm trying to think of how I set it up to begin with, to be honest. Oh, okay. So if you go to settings and then you go to focus,
Okay.
and then there is a option
Ah,
for sleep, and you can set when you want to wake up and go to bed, and
okay.
if you want anybody. So like I know a lot of people get worried that we're like, oh, I can't get, like, what if there's an emergency and my mom's calling me? Like you can put them as exceptions,
Mhm.
which is nice. So it also, I like the segments. So like it puts my phone into the yellow light mode, so it's not as harsh on my eyes. Then at like 8:15, it like puts it in sleep mode so that like I'm not getting like notifications on my phone.
Right.
And then I think it's 9 o'clock at the dot that it goes into do not disturb. So then it like only lets those exceptions through
Mhm.
for the regular do not disturb stuff. And I put that in my office, and I don't sleep with my phone in my room, which seems
Oh,
to be super
that's such a
controversial.
barrier. Yes, yes. So quick poll question to the audience. Do you
Mhm,
sleep with the phone in the same room as you?
mhm,
I admit I do.
mhm.
I
Now,
often go on TikTok right before I go to
yes,
sleep
so
to
I have
wind down.
in maybe the past year, I think I've only had my phone in my bedroom 2 times. Like, I really
Wow.
don't sleep with it at all anymore.
Mhm.
Now I get the follow-up question is like, "Well, how do you wake up then?" I do have an Apple Watch.
Oh,
And
okay.
I am a light sleeper, so once my vibration goes off, it just wakes me right up.
Gotcha.
Also, having the same, like, sleep time and wake up time also helps me wake up very
Right, the
quickly when
habit.
I yes,
Yeah.
but
Devin said Android has the same thing, and it's the same path,
awesome.
so
Yeah, I don't know
good.
as
Good
much
to
about
know.
Android, so thank you for sharing that. So,
Oh,
yes,
Devin, phone goes
I
in the
love this.
bathroom, not next to me.
Yeah,
Good
that's a great
job.
place for it too, yeah, I just have,
Yeah.
like, an extra like, my setup in my desk right here, like, I have a little docking station for my phone, and I just put it in there.
Nice. Nice.
So that's the main thing. I don't really change the lights too much though for the most part.
Mm.
The only thing is I do well, I guess that's part of my like next routine. So I won't get too much into that, but
Okay.
maybe not
Yeah.
yet.
Brian says, "I fall asleep listening to podcasts on my phone, so it is in the
Mhm,
room." Yeah. So you have, like, a sleep timer on the podcast.
mhm. Yeah, I've tried that, but then I get mad when I don't. Podcasts would probably be better than audiobooks because I tried with the audiobook in the
You
past
missed
and
the
like,
last bit.
yeah, and then I'd be
Yeah.
like, now I don't I have to go back anyway.
Yeah. Morgan says, "I do sleep with my phone in the bed, but I'm trying to stop."
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It I will say, and this is as a therapist, because like I said, I do practice what I preach. my sleep improved so immensely when I put my phone out of my room. Now, I'm not saying you have to sleep with it completely out of your room, but
Yeah.
like not having it in bed and putting it to bed was very, very helpful for me. So even if you had it in like on a dresser or something like that.
Yeah. Good points. Good points. So Brian listens to podcasts. I actually listen, well, as I just confessed, I sometimes watch TikTok, but I also will read, and I have like a fearsome stack of books where sometimes I'll go, all right, a few pages from this, not feeling it, a few pages from that.
I love
Okay,
that.
I'm done. It's like sort of like that detaching from the day stuff is me going through books and wandering into other worlds, and then my brain's ready to go into dream world somehow. So that works for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is reading before bed frowned upon, or is
No,
that
I read before
okay?
bed.
Okay, good. So that's
Yeah.
not a bad habit.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? We're gonna be going to our timer in a couple minutes. So
Yeah. Yeah, so I also do like so basically like once I put my phone to bed, like I said, I'm usually in bed at the same time every night. So by like 9-ish, maybe 9:15 at the latest, like I'm physically in bed. So between like 8:45 and 9:15, I start my little like power down routine. So the phone goes away. I don't look at the phone anymore. Sometimes I will bring my iPad into the bathroom and I'll either put like a podcast on the book I'm reading because I have the Libby app on both devices, or I'll watch a YouTube video. And usually I just do the listening to it while I'm getting ready. So I have like my, like, I guess face skincare teeth routine. So like brush my teeth, I take all my makeup off, I like wash my face fully, like do all my little like not powders, lotions. I have a magnesium spray I use, and that does seem to help me sleep better as well.
oh, I've never heard of that.
So, yeah. So apparently, which I've heard this from a couple different sources who are reputable, like in the field, like research wise. But I guess like a lot of people turn to melatonin for sleep,
I've
and
heard of that.
melatonin will eventually stop your natural production of melatonin, which means
Oh,
it's not as useful anymore.
yeah. Okay.
But magnesium is also linked to better sleep. And a lot of people don't naturally produce magnesium very well.
Right.
So you can take magnesium supplements, which are very similar to just like taking melatonin at night. But we also tend to not absorb magnesium very well
What
orally.
else do you need? Or
So
okay.
topically is
Oh,
what they suggest. So you can get
okay.
like magnesium lotions, you can get sprays, which is what I have.
Uh-huh.
And apparently your skin just absorbs magnesium a lot more.
Nice.
Mhm.
That sounds like something that you could put on your list of products. Here's my affiliate link, like
Oh my god,
turn
I
people on
really
to
should.
something.
Yeah.
Because
I
I've never heard of that before. So
I
that
get it from a
would
local
be my
store,
first.
so I don't think they ship because 'cause they're like a small business locally, but
Oh,
I'm prescribed now.
nice. Nice. Devin is saying we have a TV in the bedroom and we put on the black screen sound effects. That sounds nice and
Oh,
calming.
yeah.
And she says, I will not sleep if I read in bed. So to each his own and her
Yeah.
own. Yeah. Nicole, hello. Nicole's a bookish nook. What a lovely place you're in. Yes, I am in a backyard in Sacramento where it is 95 degrees. Oh, an update for anyone who is wondering. I'm here at my parents'. My dad was released from the hospital today, so he's back and we're good. We're taking the meds. We're recovering for the next few days, and it's good. So thank you for all your good thoughts. They definitely helped. Devin says magnesium's right,
Yeah.
so it needs to go on.
You
Yeah, go
can
on
get
your
it, like,
list.
elsewhere, but I just like to shop local when I can.
Yeah. Nicole says I read before bed for a while because it winds me down to sleep. Exactly. So same. I take melatonin in a worst case scenario. Looking it up now.
Yeah. I will say, and I've still occasionally do take melatonin as well. I just don't take it every night because I did
Yeah.
find that it was not working after a while. It
Mhm.
also gives me some crazy dreams, and I already have weird
Really?
dreams. Oh my god, yeah, my dreams are wild on melatonin.
Oh,
So it's not always the most restful sleep because I'm
yeah.
dreaming so
Yeah.
often. So I also just switched to magnesium, and my dreams are
That's
pretty
important.
normal.
Yeah. I had to wake up early to leave the house early this morning, and I woke up at 5, and I had the middle of a crazy dream, and I was like, "What is that about? What is the And I like struggled with it for a minute, and then the other alarm went off, and I was like, okay, gone. We're going forward. Let's just forget that, whatever it was.
Oh my
It was some
God.
kind of crazy thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Beth Ann is here. Hello, Beth Ann. Thank you so much. Yep. Dad is home and recovering. Nicole sending hugs. Tiffany's glad to hear that. Yeah. Thank you guys. Beth Ann says, I have a couple of friends who give their kids melatonin every single night, and I have concerns, but it's one of those things that's hard to talk about.
It
Yeah.
is. And I mean, it's one of those things too where like it's not harmful technically to take the melatonin every night. It just I think it does personally wear off. And again, it
Right.
stops the natural production. So if they stop taking
Oh,
it,
wow. Yeah.
yeah, they're gonna end up having a hard time sleeping again.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like antibiotics when you don't need them.
Yeah.
You're using up the tools in your toolbox. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I skipped this. Nope, I didn't
No, we
skip
got
it.
that
Yeah,
one.
magnesium spray is
There we
at the
go.
Vitamin Shop. All right, so we've got an online purveyor. Nicole says, I'm on a daily and nightly schedule, so I wake up at the same time and
Mhm.
go to bed at the same time. So, like Bree, yeah,
Mhm.
unless sick or vacation. It cut back a lot on my sleep issues. Used to never sleep. Funny
Same.
how that works.
Yeah.
Routine.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, once I'm done in the bathroom, I do tend to just I just power down. So like I said, I don't bring my phone in. I do read on my iPad. It has the yellow screen, but I have found that that does not affect me staying awake as long as I'm reading. If I
Mm,
start to get, carried away on like apps or something like that,
yeah,
then I
surfing.
will stay awake.
Yeah.
But if I am just reading, most of the nights I literally will not be able to get like 3 pages in and I'm passed out. Like, it takes me I read every single night now, every single night, and I usually don't get very far in my books because I'm like, "Okay, I'm dead." So, I've woken up of quite a few times where I'm like, "Oh, I'll be fine." It'll be like 9:15, and I have woken up, fallen asleep with my iPad, like, in my face because I was like, "Oh, we did that again."
iPad,
So,
reading, must be time for sleep. Pavlov says.
pretty much, yeah. So, that is it really is a psychological like, when you form
Yeah.
a habit, like,
Mhm.
it's really hard to break that habit.
Mhm.
It's not it's easy to break the habit, but it's like your body naturally wants to continue it once you form it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then the same thing with my morning routine. My morning routine is very easy, and I'm not going to talk too much about it. But I wake up at 5 a.m.
Woo.
I take my dog outside. Yeah, almost every single morning. On the weekend, I let myself sleep in. I usually wake up at 6 naturally. So I'm very much conditioned. But I take
Nice.
my dog outside while my coffee is brewing. I come up. I am a person that drinks my coffee first. I don't drink water. I don't do any of that stuff. I need my functioning. I drink a lot of water throughout the day, but I
Uh-huh.
do drink coffee first, and that's just my own spiel. And I do word games in the morning. So I am on my phone, but I do like the
Oh,
Wordle, Quordle, Octwordle connections. I have, I think, 14.
interesting. Oh
Yeah,
my
like
goodness. Do
puzzle
you do
games.
all
I
of
do.
them every day?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it
Okay.
usually I will say like my morning routine is very sacred to me. It's not for everybody, but once I'm up, I drink my coffee. I usually do about a half hour. I get all my word games done and then I get into the day. So I'll do the dishes, I'll make my lunch, I'll get in the shower and I'm out the door at 7:30. So
That sounds like my high school routine. I remember putting a routine on the wall of like, don't forget to brush your teeth. Don't forget to do these like really
Mhm.
obvious things because there's just
Yeah.
so much to get through in the morning before you had to be out at a
Yeah.
certain time.
So once you form a habit though, then you're just like, okay, here we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Um, yeah. If I do not sleep much, I'm still getting up. Okay.
Yeah,
And Devin says my routine is non-existent.
we'll get there.
Morgan says I usually always wake up at the same time, but I need to have a consistent bedtime.
Mhm.
Yeah, because
That
then
is
if the
important.
bedtime changes, then you're just out the sleep and you don't get it
Mhm.
back. You can't just sleep in and like get back. It takes like I don't know what the number is, but more than just 1 to 1 to get it back. I do advocacy mental health work and I always
Mhm.
suggest daily nightly schedules. It sucks to start when you're sleeping
Yeah,
13
it's
plus hours, waking up
a
at
big
1,
shift.
sleeping at 3. Huh.
Yeah, so I am a counselor and my teenagers, man, I like have to like really hone in on them to be like, I understand that it's an easy life right now. Not even my teenagers, like my college kids too. I'm like, they'll be like, oh, I don't know why I slept for like my one kid, oh my God, it was 16 hours. And I'm like, that's not healthy. Like, stop doing that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's definitely like I also preach it quite often because I'm like, I'm not lying. Like I'm literally proof that it can work.
Nice. Any suggestions for a chaotic schedule when developing a routine? Why don't you answer that question while I get our timer ready and
I was
our
gonna say.
music? Yeah.
Yes. Chaotic routines, like, or chaotic schedules are very hard. I would still recommend to try to get as close to things as possible. I always say, like, my difficult ones, I don't know your life situation, but my nurses tend to be really difficult with that because of their fluctuating schedules, their 3 ons, 4 offs, that kind of stuff. So what I usually try to say is just like get as close to possible with some sort of routine. And even if you're changing your times you have to wake up and go to bed, like do the same thing when you're getting ready for bed. So if you want to do like a half-hour power down, like do that still every night, whether you're going to bed at like 9 p.m. or 3 a.m. Like try to do that so your body's still getting used to like you're going to bed now.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Sound
It's not
good?
perfect. I mean, we like to be we do like routines, like especially if you're neurodivergent at all. Routines don't seem to make sense, but they like people thrive on them. So that's why I always say, like, but if you want to talk to me more, reach out on Instagram and we can chat about routines.
Sounds good. And then Nicole was just sharing schedule was hard. And then when she got on it, so much
Yeah,
shifted.
magic.
Yeah. You get better and better over time. Totally. All right. So I'm just going to shorten our 30 minutes to 25 so that we get out under the hour today. And this is a lovely autumnal. I know you might be mourning the sun going away, Bree, but I'm all
I am
for
excited for
autumn.
October eventually.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have Laura Nettles' fantastic timers. We're going to start at 25 minutes and I'll just pop some music on. Feel free to mute us if you would like. Just set a timer so that you know when to come back. And then we'll just close out with how we did and how we feel. Because hopefully we're taking this time to process, to plan, to do whatever will make us feel more settled and more prepared for tomorrow. So if you're ready, we'll just hop on in.
Okay.
All right. Mute myself and away we go. There we go. And the music. There we go. We're back. Can everyone hear me?
Mhm.
Okay. Good. Yay. I went and had to put the jacket on. Even though it's warm, I was getting eaten by mosquitoes. So I figured a little more protection couldn't hurt.
I don't blame you. That's unfortunate, though.
Yeah, this is what happened last time I did a live stream outside in this yard. I should have
Yeah.
learned. So how'd you do? How you feeling? You got everyone in the comments can chime in too. How'd it go?
I am feeling very tired. So I just went ahead and did my night routine. So I took my dog out one more time, put a couple things away in the kitchen that were like cooling down and stuff.
Yeah.
And then took makeup off, did like the whole skincare stuff, changed into my comfy clothes, and now I'm just really, tired.
Ready for bed.
I did do in the last, I think I came back with like just a couple minutes. So I did write out like my schedule for the week in my planner just to kind of think of like anything that I might need to remember to do this week or like meetings. So that was nice just to kind of have that instead of journaling. I just did my like to-do brain dump.
Right. You're like sorting things through page, click. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What's what's funny is I've used that phrase clicking through to be like, what is on my to-do list? And I was writing that down and I was like, that's not something they would say in the 1830s. I need to figure out a different way to say that. So I said paging through, and I just was reminded of that.
Oh my God, that's kind of funny.
Yeah. We had some people in the chat. I was just going to say I did do some journaling since I haven't done the past couple of days because travel days. And then I also worked on my planner as well. So I was looking at when I was flying back, I had a lot of time and a lot of brainstorming ideas for like marketing stuff. So I actually did take time to do about 2 hours of that prep yesterday. And I was like, I have the energy now. I want to do it. So I was just feeling good about that for a little bit. And, writing about that. Hyping myself before bed. So we did have some people in the chat, and did we catch up here? Yes, the timer was going. Sometimes I forget or it stops for some reason. We had Eva pop by, say hello. And then this is my wondering if I'm going to get like Zika virus or something. Yeah, there we go. Leslie was here. Hi, Leslie. Happy Monday. Devin also has the striped mosquitoes. I don't know if they're good or bad. They're all bad. And Devin says it's technically past my bedtime, almost 10. My son gets off work at 10:15. I think she picks up her son, so that's like labor of love, staying up that late. Yeah.
Yeah. As a teenager who also didn't have their license immediately, my mom, I would get off at 11, and it was rough, but she did it at least.
Yeah. And Morgan says, I did dishes, tidied up the house, brushed my teeth, packed my bag for tomorrow, put my electronics on their chargers. That's good. Put them to bed.
That's great.
And then Tiffany says, I ate a little something, dreamed about vanilla ice cream.
That's so funny. I just dream about ice, like swirl, soft serve swirl myself. It's my favorite.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, I love it.
Do you mean daydream or dream?
Both. I just love soft serve swirl ice cream.
I just watched it was Marion, so British friend. She's been doing several vlogs about like days out, sort of traditional things in Britain. And one of the things she talked about was a 99, which is a certain type of ice cream van ice cream. Vanilla swirl, like soft serve with a flake, like a specific candy kind of confection stuck in, and raspberry syrup that kind of like
hardens.
I was going to say clumps, and I was like, that's not the word. Yeah. And it looked, I didn't know what a 99 was. So now I know. I was like, looks pretty good.
Sounds amazing, actually.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Leslie says ice cream sounds great right about now. Leslie doesn't go to bed till like 1 a.m. So she probably has plenty of time to like digest the ice cream, and it's fine. Yeah. She's also on the West Coast.
Get ice cream.
So. Yeah. And Devin says, I went over my schedule for tomorrow. My son does sometimes get off at 11. Oof, ice cream sounds delicious. Well, all right. I guess we all got our walking papers. It's ice cream or bed. Those are your only two choices.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to choose bed, but I'm not going to choose ice cream tomorrow.
Right. Live another day, make a different choice, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, that was our wind down, and I really appreciate you guys joining. And I really want to say thank you to Bree for making the time, making the plan so that it would fit in the routine, and sharing with us your tips. That was really helpful. I'm glad like other people other than me didn't know the things either, so that I wasn't alone.
Yeah, I'm glad I can like impart wisdom here. So thank you for having me, and this was really lovely.
Yay. So just one more plug, do go visit Bree's channel and sign up. She's got lovely blogs and writing updates. And mine come in usually on Wednesdays and Sundays, but we have one more week of writer wind downs in the evenings. So if that is your jam, I will see you again in the evenings this week. Otherwise, good
evening.
Night. Good evening. Take care. Happy reading. And we'll see you again soon. Bye. Everybody.